It is egg-shaped, it can be aggravating, it can be thrilling. It is Darlington Raceway, and since 1950, it has thrilled NASCAR fans and drivers, and crew chiefs, and owners alike. Tonight, they'll race 500 miles on the Lady in Black, 85 degrees, track temperature 97. You walk outside and it feels like there's a blowtorch on you that will not shut off. Fortunately, the air conditioning's on high above the speedway. Hi, everybody. Mike Joy, Larry McReynolds, and Darrell Waltrip with you for what is going to be a great night of racing. Rookies don't win here. Aggressive, brash drivers don't win here, Darrell. Smart guys do.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you had to be a tough guy. You had to tough it out. Now you got to be a smart guy. The guy that can manage his emotions tonight, keep everything intact. You're going to scrape the wall. You're going to get cut off. You're going to get hung up in traffic. The guy that can maintain his cool is the guy that can win this race. And that usually favors some of the older, more experienced veteran drivers.
But strategy may throw us a little twist. Last night in the Nationwide Series race, Denny Hamlin won on old tires. Worn tires, ran his fastest lap of the race, Larry, 3 laps from the finish. So do you want tires or do you want track position?
Well, Mike, I think a lot depends on how your car is handling. There's no question it's going to be like a chess game down there on pit road. Jeff Hammond talked about it a couple of times in the pre-race show. You've got to kind of put out of your mind what happened these first 10 races, because Darlington is an animal all of its own. And I think we'll see strategy all over the place at the end of the race, and there's going to be a lot of pit stops. There's going to be a lot on the shoulders of these pit crews, because it's a lot easier to pass them on pit road than it is the racetrack.
Always race this joint. I wanted to go just fast enough to win. That's it.
Here's a look at the starting lineup for tonight's 500-miler. And as we work our way to the front, that's where you'll find Jamie McMurray with his 5th career pole in his 269th race and his first pole at Darlington. Darrell, who are we going to dial up?
Let's see if we can get Denny Hamlin on the headset here. Hey, Denny Hamlin, it's DW up in the Fox Sports booth. You got a copy, my man?
10-4, yes, sir.
Hey, buddy, you had a long, hard day yesterday, but you capped it off with a win. How you feeling tonight? Are you good to go?
Yeah, definitely. You know, the benefit of having a night race tonight is we had all day to kind of recover, so it's charged up and pretty much ready to go tonight.
Yeah, everybody that I talked to was saying keep an eye on that 11 car. He's the man to beat tonight. So looks like you got a good car. Looks like you got a good starting position here. Maybe you have some good luck.
Yeah, 10-4, thank you. Top 10 start position is a win for us, so yeah, this is good.
All right, my friend, stand on it. Thanks for talking.
Tonight's race is brought to you by Budweiser, the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. Budweiser, it's what we do.
Let's take a look at our FedEx Understanding the Race. This is the trends or the patterns that crew chiefs will look at. These are the past 9 spring races here, NASCAR on Fox. The first caution, average lap 20, but in those 9 races, 5 times in the first 10 laps. The longest green flag run, average 87 laps, almost guaranteed we'll probably have at least 1 set of green flag stops. The number of cautions, average 9, 17 last year. And the last caution, average lap 294, that's 73 laps to go. Based on 2010, no way, throw that pattern away.
For our DirecTV head-to-head knockout pit whip, let's start with Matt Yoakum.
Mike Kevin Harvick moved to the final round through a very tough turn 3 bracket that included Jimmy Johnson, Juan Pablo Montoya, and Greg Biffle, just to name a few. He's poised for a huge night. A win tonight would be big, not only for the Kevin Harvick Foundation, but also for the record book. Harvick's never won a cup race here at Darlington. His car, Gil Martin, his crew chief told me, was so good in final practice, they quit 30 minutes early. So keep an eye on the 29 tonight. Chris Devoda.
Clint Boyer, one of the drivers who had to go to a backup car, and it was a hit that stung because they lost the car that they did the tire test with here, a car that was set up perfectly with extra time and tweaks for this track. Now, they were allowed to come in an hour early today to work on the backup. Clint just got on the radio and said, man, it's amazing how dirty this track gets even overnight. This will be a challenge for Clint Boyer and the rest of the field today. Dick?
Martin Truex loves this place, and why not? He's had a lot of success here, but he starts in the 33rd position. He says the car he is racing tonight is every bit as good as the one he had here last year. when he led 61 laps. He's also got a pit crew that can pick up some positions for him. Let's go to Steve Burns.
You just heard Denny Hamlin say qualifying up front is a win for them. He got his third Nationwide Series win last night on this track, and the really great news for Denny Hamlin is his car doesn't have a scratch on it. His crew chief, Mike Ford, said that they were one of the most consistent cars throughout practice, and a lot of teams did not figure that out. Mike?
Thanks, Steve. For those of you hopeful to watch the conclusion of the Yankees-Red Sox game, it is on cable channel FX with the Yanks leading top of the 8th. Check your channel guide to locate FX on your cable or satellite system. Those of you who are with us on Fox, settle in because you're going to enjoy a great race at one of NASCAR's most historic and oldest super speedways. 500 miles tonight, 367 laps. They'll have to pit at least every 60 to 64 laps. Kyle Busch in a backup car will start in the rear.
DW, 500 miles in honor of all the moms in our lives, but I promise you this will not be a nice lady tonight. Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time.
Here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Jamie McMurray wastes no time in establishing his lead from the pole. Jeff Gordon second, wants the lead on lap 1, coming to the inside at the line. He's got it.
He gets those 5 points for leading the lap.
It'll be a while before they see Jeff Gordon again. I tell you,
I don't
he's
know.
Going on. Oh, he's fighting back.
But Gordon in the 24, he gets that run on the high side off turn 2.
But see what happens to McMurray. He needed to fall in behind Jeff, and he wouldn't have lost his second spot to the 83 car, Brian Vickers. You can't race people over there. You lose your momentum.
Chevy, Toyota Chevy. McMurray tries the cross under again. No luck. He falls in line third. Here comes David Rudiman in the 00.
The reason he keeps getting people up on his back bumper trying to pass him is because he needs to fall in line and pick his speed back up.
And when you don't run the high side, it almost bogs the car down. That's the reason they get such a run on it.
Rudiman to the inside of McMurray. Looking into turn 3 for third, and again they single file it on a track that has a narrow racing groove. Ryan Newman part of that lead pack. Here comes Denny Hamlin in that black number 11 to the inside of Marcus Ambrose, and the 9, the Bud car of Casey Kane.
I think we'll hear a lot out of that 11 car of Denny Hamlin. You go back to the 2 practices yesterday, I think by far the best car on race runs. His car was just a little too tight, wouldn't turn qualifying.
Hamlin in 9th, ahead of the Dodge of Brad Keselowski and Jeff Burton, a 2-time Darlington winner.
You know, we're going to have just a little bit of a glare issue as we head off down the back straightaway here for a little while until that sun gets down. That's going to affect the vision for a few laps. Won't be long, but will affect them right now.
Series champion Jimmy Johnson, the 48, just passed his teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jimmy's gained 4 positions since the start. He began 22nd. He's now 18th.
We talked about backup cars in the pre-race. That's a backup car for Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 88, and he actually slapped the wall even with that backup car.
Jeff Gordon started second. Last week, he finished second. As Darrell said in the pre-race, 3 times before, this chassis has finished
second.
So where's he going to end up tonight?
Well, no disrespect to the man. I love him, and he deserves a win if anybody does. But I just wonder who might beat him tonight if Denny Hamlin can get up there and do it, because he just had to fight off somebody every week.
Hamlin now side by side with Keselowski. They're fighting for 8th, 9th, 10th with Marcus Ambrose.
You look up there, that second car of Marcos Ambrose, the 47 car in front of Denny Hamlin. That's a backup car for Marcos. In fact, the first laps he turned in that car was qualifying.
It just takes a few laps here to get things sorted out, particularly if you raced last night. Some of these guys were in their Nationwide cars last night. It's going to take a few laps to adjust to the heavier, more clumsy COT car.
Ryan Newman drops a spot in the 39. Casey Kane moves up 1 to 6th.